Welcome to Solo Travel Adventures, my sisters. Don't let fear hold you back from traveling alone. I want you to gather your courage, listen to inspiring stories, and learn how to travel solo while safely navigating new places from this show. I'm Cheryl Esch, solo travel advocate and travel coach, and I want you to have a transformative experience when you travel solo. So pack your bags, book your flight, and check one more time for that passport. It's time to explore the world. Hello, my sister travelers. Well, it is almost Christmas, and for anybody that does celebrate that holiday, it is less than a week away. And I've been thinking about something. Now, I know it's a little too late for this year, but I wanted to share with you some of the research I've been doing because I want to do this next year, as I want to go on a Christmas trip and take my children possibly on this trip if they're able to get away, but also spend some time kind of in that winter wonderland. Now, I have to admit, I am a sucker for Hallmark Christmas movies. And so I think I was inspired not only by that, being surrounded by maybe this cute little village that's all decorated for Christmas and have the opportunity to do some winter sports. Living in Texas, we don't get to do that. So, spending some time maybe skiing. It's been so long since I've skied. Or ice skating, or getting out and doing a sleigh ride, or anything fun like that is outdoorsy, and sit by a fire and drink some hot cocoa with marshmallows, of course. So these are kind of just warm, fuzzy images that I get and that I really would love to do. And while I'm doing that, thinking about Christmas markets that are, that could also be a time where I would do the Christmas market and do the skiing or the winter sports kind of idea, obviously right around Christmas time. And as I said before, it's a little late this year, but I started doing some research on my own because I really want to put that sort of in a goal for maybe next year to, maybe get to a place where all of that can happen, where I almost might feel like I'm in a storybook, right? Maybe in a Hallmark movie. I would love that. So I started doing some research on places that kind of provide that atmosphere. And there is so much out there, ladies. And I will share some that are, of course, well-known and international places. But I also wanted to have some backups of some U.S. locations, just in case flying internationally was not an option for us next year. So let's begin with one of the most popular and the largest on the planet. Can you guess? It's Vienna, Austria. It's got several different locations where it hosts numerous events. So what I remember being in Austria was, I believe it's called Gruben Street. It was like the main street where all the shopping happens. And there'll be tents and vendors set up along there. But there are other places in Vienna that will also host these kind of Christmas market events. So, for example, the Schönbrunn Palace will also host vendors, exhibits, nativity sets. It's fabulous grounds. I've been there. I'm sure it is going to be beautiful. Music, caroling, all that stuff, handmade original gifts. So if you are planning to go to Vienna, there are other areas too. There's the Christmas Village Campus University that will host also a little Christmas village. There is Christmas Village at Belvedere Palace. So again, very beautiful backdrop to this whole the whole sites of Christmas decoration and culinary delights as well. You're going to find, as I move on to other places that are international, that a lot of them, of course, are maybe centered around a European feel. A lot are actually in Germany, because when we think about this old world kind of Christmas market idea, that has been the long time tradition, has come from these European countries, particularly Germany, Austria. So that has that medieval kind of feel as well. A lot of older buildings and architecture to surround that whole atmosphere. And these places, the reason I've chosen all of these places is that there is nearby skiing. There is opportunity to have that even extension of a winter wonderland sort of idea. So the second place that is rather popular is in Dresden, Germany. It's called the Dresden Striezelmarkt. Now, I am horrible at my German accent, so I apologize. But it is one of Germany's oldest markets. It's held in a Baroque city. Again, beautiful, everything you imagine when you think of a Christmas market in the old world. Now, this particular place I did choose as well is because it has a few opportunities to ski. There are some nice ski resorts. There are 3 south of Dresden and 1 to the east that's not too far from Dresden. So you can take a little trip to maybe even stay at the ski resorts and then take a day trip into Dresden to visit the Christmas markets. Okay. And speaking of Germany, now there are lots of Christmas markets in Germany. You could spend your, a whole vacation, whole week, your whole trip just going to all the Christmas markets in Germany and not even leave the country. For example, Frankfurt, Munich, Heidelberg, they all have very well-known Christmas markets. As a matter of fact, I have a past Pilates client who is over there right now. So Sharon, if you're listening, hello. Thank you for also inspiring this episode and getting me to look into your trip has inspired me to do the research on a trip idea I've also had for a while. I know you have had it for a while, and I'm so happy that you are there experiencing that. And I know one of the days she got there, it was snowing. So she has some beautiful winter weather because she also lives in Texas. So we don't get to see the beauty of all the snow, the white coverage of the trees and the grounds and everything just sparkling in the snow. Now, I personally, I enjoy snow, but not long term. That's why we moved away from the north. And I enjoy visiting it and maybe leaving. And, so I would enjoy this kind of Christmas market in Germany. Again, there's lots of opportunities in Germany itself. A third place internationally is actually in Croatia. So Zagreb, Croatia is the capital. And I was drawn to this, I think because I feel like some of my heritage comes from that region. I'm not sure exactly, where in the Slovenia kind of region I have heritage and my great grandparents came from. So just have that charm of the city. Now they're within the city. It's a citywide experience, by the way. And they kind of focus on Advent. And they have a spectacular experience all across the city. It is also, there's 25 individual Christmas markets that are also spread out through the city, through their squares and promenades. And so it's just a great, charming atmosphere again. You're going to get that regional cuisine and some mulled wine, which you also will get in Germany as well. And there'll be some performances, entertainment. It's a lively and historic town as well. So, and again, there is some skiing nearby as well. So, you're looking at some of those colder weather type of places. So, sisters, you can see there's lots of opportunity, lots of different places you could go if you are interested in seeing a Christmas market at the international level, kind of where maybe it all started, thinking about the old country. I just love that whole atmosphere, the medieval feel, the cozy and charmingness. I just love Europe anyways. So, and Christmas, of course, is just this beautiful, exciting time of the year. And then you're surrounded by this beautiful scenery and possible snow, of course, that really makes the whole Christmas idea and experience just magical. So those are kind of some international. There are many. You can do some more research on your own, but these are ones that really stuck out to me. And I thought, I would definitely want to try to get to those. Switzerland is also another country you could look into. I would mainly look at Switzerland if I was more interested in more the skiing aspect of, Christmas or that winter wonderland feel. But I also felt these other ones I mentioned were definitely more tradition. They have long time, maybe 100 plus years of doing these Christmas markets in their history. So those are kind of on my high list. And then moving to the U.S. now. Now, if you are from another country and you have plans to come to the U.S. During the Christmas holiday, even sometimes before, and some of these run slightly after, but not many, that you want to see a Christmas market here in the U.S. Now, I've picked only two. There's several, but the two that I've chosen, one is because it's the number one pick in the U.S., and then because it reminds you of Germany. So the first one is Carmel Christkindlmarkt, and this is in Carmel, Indiana. It looks like Saxony, Germany. This Christmas market showcases the only Glühwein pyramid. Now, what is that? It is a German tradition, and it also is a wine. So, but the pyramid is 33 feet tall, the one in Carmel, Indiana, and it has 3,000 lights. Now, it's built like, you got a little gazebo at the bottom, and then a smaller one above it, and then a really smaller one above that. And then on top of that are these propellers kind of thing that are all, they move around like a fan, like the fan blades, and they have lights on them. And so that is one of the large features there at that particular Christmas market, and they are known for it. Now, Carmel, Indiana doesn't have any ski resorts, but it might get some snow while you're there. It's a little touch and go with that area at Christmas time. But this particular market does run usually just before Thanksgiving and goes until pretty much New Year's Eve or so, right before New Year's Eve, depending. This year it's through December 30th. So, and they are closed on Thanksgiving and Christmas Day, but there's plenty of time to do your visiting there. There's tons of food, of course. A lot of these markets are known for mulled wine. You have red or you have white mulled wine, and of course beer, because we are talking about this German influence as well. So there's lots of European, German foods, gifts that are sold in these small wooden huts. And there is actually outdoor ice skating rink. So there you can incorporate a little bit of that Christmas market idea and get a little bit of your winter wonderland playtime. And then the other area in the U.S., there's another spot. I picked this one mostly because it had such a cute, quaint feeling. It did remind me of, again, a Hallmark movie setup, but it is in Georgetown, Colorado. I also liked it because Colorado, of course, is known for its skiing. And so this would, if I decided to go there, I would get two things. I would get my Christmas market experience and a wonderful sort of winter skiing or winter recreation trip as well. So it is in Clear Creek County. It's a little sleepy town outside of the Christmas market happening, and it is on its 62nd year this year. It does the old holiday traditions. It has, of course, your shopping. It has horse-drawn wagon rides through the historic Georgetown. You can buy roasted chestnuts. They have a reading of The Night Before Christmas in the house library. And so it only happens for about 2 weekends, though. It doesn't run all the time, but, there's definitely time to feel that Christmas spirit in Georgetown, Colorado. You'll probably meet St. Nick, and you'll have some carolers that, kind of in the Victorian dress. They will be walking around. So it's definitely has that European feel as well. So, and it's got that cute little quaint town feeling as well. And then, of course, nearby are, there's definitely some skiing to take advantage of. So, folks, these are just some places that I have researched that I've put on my list as possibilities. So if you ever dream of, going, maybe you go next year, you're going to plan for next year. This is something you've been wanting to do. You love Christmas. You love the excitement, the shopping part of it. I'm not a huge fan of shopping, but I love to see everything. I certainly would want to buy some of the foods that are sort of European inspired, because that is my heritage. I would also be drawn to, of course, I love Christmas ornaments. So that would be something I'd be seeking out, some very unique homemade Christmas ornaments possibly, or some homemade gifts. I love supporting, local artists and crafters. So that would be really fun. I know my friend that's over there right now. She's not sure she's going to have enough space in her suitcase to bring everything back. So maybe that's you. Maybe you love Christmas so much that you want to experience this, and it might be a trip on your bucket list. So these are some places, some international, some in the U.S. If you live in the U.S., they might be really local to you and a little more budget friendly to get to, possibly. Like for me, I can actually drive to Colorado. It is a little bit of a drive, but I can get there by driving if I needed to. And so maybe you live close enough to do that, or you just take a quick domestic flight to one of those places. Or maybe you want to think big and you want to go to Germany and seek out every single Christmas market there is over there and hit a bunch of them during your trip. And maybe experience a little bit of skiing, or at least ice skating. Or if you don't like the cold, just sit around a fire and drink some hot cocoa with marshmallows, and maybe stick a little peppermint candy cane in there. So I hope that you will put this on your list if that is what you desire to do. And it is possible. We just have to dream it and put our minds to it, put some money aside, and think about it. Dream upon it. That's when things will happen. And make it happen. And I hope this episode has inspired you. I hope that you all have a wonderful Christmas or whatever holiday you do celebrate, and you have time with family and friends this year, and taking that time to also relax. Hopefully you've gotten some few days where you can really just enjoy this season. And remember, sisters, take that leap and get out there and have an adventure. Hey, sister travelers, did this podcast inspire and encourage you, or move you to get out there and travel? Wonderful. There are 3 ways you can thank me. First one is leave a written review for the show on Apple Podcast. 2, share the show with your sister travelers, your friends, your family. And 3, subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode. And thank you again for listening to the show. Sisters, be fearless, take the leap, and get out there and have an adventure.